Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Don't Argue podcast. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. Apologies for such a late delivery here, but I thought I'd, sort of go over my thoughts on our game against the Cats. Before we get into it though, DJ, hit that intro. Fremantle, right? Proving naysayers wrong yet again. Back against the wall, against a Cats team that I suppose, hey, you can argue and say they weren't with their best players, but let's be fair with you. We've been so stripped of injuries, it doesn't even matter who's on the field because you just don't know who's going to be, I suppose, walking off, so to speak. Look, this game here for mine, I think, and I thought the Swans game was our best game, but it just seems like as every game sort of adds, we play better and better and better. Now, hats off to Amos. He didn't get a nomination, by the way, Writing Style nomination, which is, that is what it is. You just have to shrug your shoulders. Wow. You know what? I really love what I'm seeing from this guy. He has matured quick. Last season compared to this season, you can't even compare the two. Not even talking about the games he's played, just literally what he brings to the field. Now, don't get me wrong. There are moments there, there are lapses there, but you can tell it's a young lad who's actually growing, gaining maturity, and actually being the player that Fremantle need him to be, that we need him to be, right? So again, hats off to him. He was brilliant on the mark, contested, and that first mark as well, I think is when Freddie kicks it to him. Freddie, beautiful. Freddie too, my goodness. He has, him and Brandon Walker, the likes of Jordan Clark, right, Hayden Young. Oh, that's a special connection. Anyway, Freddie, beautiful kick, obviously into the forward 50. And Amos marks it, but he wrestles. It's two cats onto one. It's two cats onto one, I believe. And he not only does he wrestle, but he marks the ball, and it just shows the strength, what he's capable of doing. And I thought it was really encouraging. Net Fife as well, quickly. He got subbed off. In the game, not due to injury, thankfully, but I thought what he brought, even the small amount of minutes he's played compared to what he usually plays, which is, a full game, he brought it. He brought it. He's the gel. He's going to be that player we need. I'll tell you what, though, Johnson coming off, goodness me, he's showing traits of Mundy, isn't he? Small traits. I'm not saying he's Mundy. He's Matthew Johnson. He's Magic Johnson to me. But I'll tell you what, the way he came in and was just so composed and just played, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard for players to come in and adjust to what's happening. He was smack bang right there. And it was so good to see. Again, our backline, Alex Pearce, in my opinion, it was Alex Pearce in the start of the season. We probably, I don't know if we lose this game, but we probably do. Right, but he did so well to combat Hawkins. It wasn't a perfect game, but by all means was it a game where he improved again and showed us what it's about. I like this Alex Pearce. All right, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to call a spade a spade. All right, I like him. I think he's getting better, and he's so good to watch. Andy Brayshaw, Caleb Sarong. Do I need to say more? No, I don't think so. With every possession, every disposal, every kick, I was just so fond every time. Happy throughout the whole game, throughout the four quarters. I thought Freo, was so good. And I suppose with any other players I missed out, apologies, but the likes of Sean Darcy, again, the hit-out king, right? Who else have I missed out? Ryan, right? Brendan Cox, Hughes, even Hughes. He's sort of like on no man's land to a degree with a lot of us fans, right? We don't know where to sit with him. But yet again, he's proving his value, showing his value, and in some form of capacity, it's just making sense. I don't know how to describe what he brings, but it's making sense, right? Michael Walters, again, the brilliance of the man. Goodness me. See, this is what I like to see, because I think Walters is actually having one of his better years this year, full stop. And I was very concerned that Freo weren't, as a whole, we weren't delivering what he was bringing, right? He's bringing A-class quality, and early in the season, we just weren't bringing it with him. Don't get me wrong, though. Of course, Sonny has his ugly games too, as well as he has his good games too in the same game. We saw a bit of it, but nonetheless, he's shining, and it's good to see. Again, Jackson, oh my goodness. Big boy. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love with Jackson. See that spin he did when he grabbed the ball? I think it was near, sort of just outside our forward 50, and he grabs the ball and he spins. But as he does that, it is so fast and fluid. I think you would actually literally blink and you'll miss it. That's, oh my goodness me, him and Tracy. Now Tracy, probably not one of his better games, but it's a game where you still select him. It's a game where you can see what he's trying to do. I love what our forward line is bringing. I'm sticking here with the 3 Beanstalks. The Beanstalk Bros. I'm all for it. Again, but just the likes of Switter, who I thought was good. James Aish as well, right, who found himself, bringing on, at times, Patchershaw, Anyway, that's enough to play. It's just quickly the whole game. Look, I'll be honest with you, the umpiring, I think it was a little bit out of rubbish in the first quarter, especially. 3 of those goals there gifted to the Cats, but nonetheless, it is what it is, right? And I'll say, though, that it's just, how do I say this? It's so refreshing to see Fremantle not only just keep themselves composed, but just continue to apply pressure football. Now, the coach Longmeal talks about brand, right? Our brand, the Freo brand. I think we're seeing it. Now, don't get too ahead of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I want to jump here with glee, just settle for a little bit, right? This Cats game was a big one, right? We rarely beat the Cats at home, and we did this time. And for the first time since 2016, I think we've actually managed to score over 100 points consecutively. And I think it's our 5th one this season. Fremantle for mine, right? I love it. And I had work before the game too, so you can imagine me going to work very happy, wearing my Freo gear with absolute pride. I loved it. I loved what everyone brings. And if I have forgotten any names, that's my fault. That's my fault. That's on me. But I thought it was just a very good collective effort from everyone. Every player should be, jumping for joy. Walker, as well, as I touched on, Hayden Young, Clark, Frederick, as I touched on before, those 4 players. Goodness me, they just do the right things at the right time, don't they? It's, what do you say, Banfield too, right? Banfield, goodness, it was just a good game. It was a good game. Now, we have a game against North Melbourne. We have a game against Melbourne, apologies. The Demons over there, right? And I believe it's the MCG. It's in terms of what we're trying to do, I'll take it's a must win. Obviously, we're 10th on the ladder now. 24 points does go a long way, to be fair with you. We're on 20 points now, but added 4 would be good. Look, it's going to be a tough game, especially with the D's coming off a loss. But Fremantle, if we play out Brown or footy, we have nothing and no one to fear. All right. Anyway, that's my thoughts there. It was just a good, beautiful, composed effort. I'm so happy we won. Not only that, we played well. We showed them what we're about. Right. We are about toughness, pressure. We're a team that never gives up, and it doesn't matter how much you guys throw at us, because we're going to keep on going. And that's exactly what I saw, and very proud of the efforts there. And it just feels good, doesn't it? Feels good. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Just remember, go to the Dockers and don't argue.